Hello dear students, how are you? I hope you are doing great. This is Lakshmi. Welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the very interesting and quite interesting topic, very important topic in all objective level of examinations. So from this, we can crack the any question easily within fraction of seconds. Objective type time is important. Within short time, you have to focus the more number of questions. So for that, you have to know the super tips and tricks. On this topic, I'm going to discuss about what are the various equations of hyperbola. What I'm going to discuss, what are the various equations of hyperbola and what are various its content, as well as what are its tips and tricks you have to know first of all. And by depends upon these tips and tricks, today I'm going to discuss about the how can you collect the center and eccentricity of hyperbola easily. Within 2 to 3 seconds we can crack the solution for each question. That is only possible. I'm using super tips and tricks. Without delay, first of all, I'm going to explain what are the various forms of the hyperbola, what are its various contents. Look at this one by one. Briefly, I will explain. So if you want, you can take the screenshot. I will be beside after explaining of these tips and tricks. Clear? Now, first of all, what is a hyperbola? Hyperbola is a conic section, part of the conic section where SP is equals to E times of PM, where E is greater than 1, where E is called as eccentricity of hyperbola. Already I discussed about what is conic section. When the conic becomes hyperbola, I discussed in that one of the video. If you watch that video, you can get the idea about the definition. Now here I am teaching only in this video what are the various forms of the hyperbola. First of all, you have to know. This is we can observe that these curves we can observe that just like parabola, those parabolas will be separated like backside. If the parabolas are somewhere like joining, that is form a ellipse, but it will be in reverse order. That is simply we can concentrate on figure. Okay. In case of the hyperbola, there is a standard form x square by a square minus y square by b square is equals to 1. This is called as a transverse hyperbola, whose x-axis along the transverse axis is called as x-axis and y-axis called as conjugate axis. Means simply x-axis are known as transverse axis, y-axis called as conjugate axis, whose center is at 0, 0. Whose center is at 0, 0. I have written here what are those points, contents, etc. How to discuss one by one. This is called as transverse axis. This is called as conjugate axis. Then A and A dash are called as vertices of hyperbola, and S and S dash are called foci of hyperbola. And I have taken here L and L dash lines. These are called as eccentricities of hyperbola. So first, directrices of hyperbola. What are the L and L dash are? Directrices of hyperbola. You have to know the figure first of all. In this transverse hyperbola, what is the standard equation you have to know first. And what is a A? Here A and A dash called as what I said? Vertices. The coordinates of vertices we can collect by using the plus or minus A comma 0. Here two points are there with plus and with minus. That's why I have taken as some A and A dash. Similarly, foci, coordinates of foci we can observe that plus or minus A comma 0 means what? S and S dash these two represents. In this major part is eccentricity. Eccentricity of hyperbola is a overall root a square plus b square by a square, or maybe we can write b square equals to a square of e square minus 1. Is it clear? Now, what I said about center? Center is at the origin, and also a dash is simply nothing but length of transverse axis, that is 2a, b dash somewhere else, here b dash is nothing but distance is nothing but length of conjugate axis, that is 2b. And also length of lattice rectum. Length of lattice rectum we can collect as a 2b square by a. And equations of directrices is equal to equation of directrices are x is equals to plus or minus a by e. What are equations of directrices? X is equals to plus or minus a by e. Equations of foci. Sometimes you may ask the equations of foci also. Foci is also called as foci. Both are same. Equations of foci or foci is or x is equals to plus or minus a. There will be 2. And s and dash dash. S and dash dash means what? Distance between the foci. The resultant value to AE and LL dash. LL dash means distance between the directrices, that is 2A by. These are major tips which related to transverse hyperbola. So what are those you have to know first of all. Now we can come to the second figure. From this figure we can observe that in this figure, transverse axis along the x-axis, conjugate axis along the y-axis, as well as equation of standard form x square by a square minus y square by b square is equals to 1. But in this case, what you can observe that here those two will be interchanged. Means what? Transverse axis along the y-axis. This is the transverse axis. This will be conjugate axis. Clear? And the equation of hyperbola will be changed as in place of plus 1 we can take minus 1, or we can take this is also y square by b square minus x square by a square is equals to 1 also we can take. What are the changes here and here? Here no change in the center. Center is at 0, 0 only. But what is this? Foci as well as eccentricity, equations of directrix, length of lattice rectum will be interchanged. A plus b, b plus a, x plus y, y plus x, like that. Okay. Suppose here a 0 plus or minus b, s in place of plus or minus a comma 0 we can take 0 comma plus or minus b, be, and eccentricity a square plus b square by a square here, but here b square plus a square by b square under root, maybe a square equals to b square of a square minus 1. Clear? And here length of the transverse axis 2a here 2b, because you know already I said to you both will be exchange. Like same way, length of lattice rectum here 2b square by here 2a square by b. Equations of directrices in place of x we can take y, in place of we can take the b. That's it. As well as SS dash, distance between the foci, you can take 2BE here, that is I didn't write 2BE. SS dash distance of SS dash is what? 2BE, and LL dash distance is 2P by. Simply what will be changed? In place of A we can take the B plus A, that's it. Okay, these are the basic content and its tips and tricks in case of conjugate hyperbola. As well as now come to the next third one. Fourth one is also there. If you know the third one, easily can get the fourth one also. Third one and first one similarities are there. This is also which hyperbola? Transverse hyperbola only, but whose center is at HK, not at 0, 0. In case of center is at HK, the equation of the transverse hyperbola becomes in place of x we can write x minus h, y we can write y minus k, that's it. And means wherever xy coordinates are there, here we can add h and k, or x coordinate, h, y coordinate, k we can add, we can get all content easily. There is no difficulty at all. Easily can remember in your mind like that. Clear? For example, center. What is center here? 0, 0, but here hk. Adding the hk for this one, it becomes hk. Similarly, what are the vertices here? Plus or minus a comma 0. We can add h and k. H plus or minus a comma 0 plus k is k. What are the coordinates of foci here? Plus or minus a comma 0. By adding h and k, what will be happen? H plus or minus a comma k. Similarly, equations. You know, one more point you have to remember. Lengths not at all change. Length dimensions always similar. What and maybe here? Here also. Like a dash, bb dash, e, length of lattice rectum, equation or length of lattice rectum. These lengths are never change. And ss dash, ll dash. Only changes in case of center is at hk, center is at 0, 0. In the coordinates as well as equations. Come to the equation. That's why I didn't write all this, because similar properties only can use here. Now we can concentrate equations of directrices. What is equation of directrices here? X is equal plus or minus a by e. We can add h here. That is h plus or minus a by e. Is it clear? Now equations of 4c. We can add h here. Here x is equals to plus or minus a by ae. Here x is equals to h plus or minus ae. That's it. These are the three types of hyperbolas. Here transverse hyperbola with center at 0, 0. This is conjugate hyperbola with center at 0, 0. This is also transverse hyperbola with center at hk. How can you collect the transfer conjugate hyperbola whose center is hk? Same equation we can write, but in place of xy we can change it as x minus h and y minus k. Whatever may be content on tips and tricks, we can add hk. We can get the fourth one also easily. Clear? Is it clear? Just you have to concentrate what are the various forms of hyperbola, what are its content, as well as tips and tricks. Then we can crack the questions easily within fraction of seconds using some other tips and tricks also, not only formulas. Clear? If you want, we can take the screenshot. I will be side 1 minute. Right? Now we can start the questions which are depends upon the center and eccentricity. How can you find out? By using the various content. Are you ready? Yes. I explained already to you what are the various forms of the hyperbola and what are its center and eccentricity. A few centers at 0, 0 hk we can get. But here I am going to explain within fraction of seconds how can you find out the center without converting into general form. How it is possible within fraction of second we can get it. Just we can now look at the questions one by one. These 4 questions are different questions I had written to find out the center of these hyperbolas. Are you ready? Yes. Now I can concentrate on the question number 1. So is given that one of the equation of hyperbola, we can find out its center. Generally we can convert into the standard form, but without converting into the general form, that means we can find out the x coordinate of center. Let it be, suppose if we take the f, we can differentiate this function with respect to x, treated y as constant. That is simply known as parametric differentiation. Now how can you take the differentiation of this is with respect to x? What I said, differentiate with respect to x, treated y as constant. We can observe that first term 2xy is there, here 2y is constant, x derivative is 1, means for 2y we can get. Now second term 3x, what 3x derivative is 3, and remaining 2 functions are clearly constant. I said y is constant, we have to take, and 1 itself only constant, you know very well. Derivative of constants are, derivatives of these 2 constants are zeros. That's why just we can take this is a 0. We can collect the y value is a minus 3 by 2. This is simply y coordinate of the center we can take. Now same way we can differentiate with respect to y. Differentiate with respect to y, treated x as constant. Now what is the first term? 2xy. What is constant here? 2x is constant. Y derivative is 1, means first term becomes 2x plus 3x itself only constant. X term we can treat it as constant, I said. Therefore its derivative is 0. The next term 4y. 4y derivative is 4. And 1 itself only constant, we can take it as 0. From this you can collect the x coordinate as minus 4 by 2 is minus 2. This x coordinate is minus 2 and y coordinate is minus 3 by 2. That is clearly center. Now center of this ellipse is minus 2 comma minus 3 by 2. Is it clear now? Without converting into general form, how we can crack within fraction of seconds. It takes hardly 2 seconds, only 2 steps majorly. Okay, now can come to the next question. Can we proceed same way? Yes. What is that here? First term 9x square. 9x square derivative with respect to x, treated y as constant here also. 9x square derivative is 18x, right? This is derivative 0 plus 72x derivative 72, right? These two derivatives zeros, it equals to 0. We can take from this one x is equals to minus 72 by 18. Okay, minus 72 by 18 means 4. Okay, minus 4 with minus. right? Now can come to the similarly with respect to y, we can differentiate treated x as constant. With respect to y means what? This derivative is 0, minus 16y square derivative minus 32y, right? Derivative of 72x is 0, minus 32y derivative is minus 32. Itself only constant derivative 0. From this you can collect the 32y is what? Minus 32. What is a y? Is minus 1. X coordinate of center is minus 4, y coordinate is minus 1. Therefore, center C is a minus 4 with the minus 1. That's it. Clear? Right. Now can come to the third question. In this question also, all these I'm doing this center only first of all. So, how can you find out center of this is? In these two questions, we can observe that center we got directly. But what we can do here also same process. What we'll do? Differentiate with respect to x first. 2x square derivative is 2 into x square derivative, 2x means 4x plus 5xy derivative 5y. Because of 5y constant, x derivative is 1, right? Next, plus 2y square itself only constant 0, minus 11x derivative is 11. These two derivatives 0. We got one of the equation terms of x and y. Clear? Now, similarly, we can differentiate with respect to y. X is constant, 2x square derivative 0, 5xy derivative 5x with y derivative is 1 plus 2y square derivative 4y because y square derivative is 2y minus 11x derivative 0 minus 7y derivative is minus 7 is equals to 0. By solving these two, we can collect the center because we are not getting the x and y directly. But we can get it easily. If there will be options, we can check the options verification. If there are no options, then we can solve it. Now, I already have given here options. By options verification, I am doing it. Only one equation I am checking in one of the equation. 1, 3 I am checking in this one. 4 plus 5, 9 minus 11 is not at all 0. Means what? It is not the correct option. Second option, minus 1 minus 3. 4 into minus 1 minus 4 with minus 15 minus 11. It is also not 0. So, it will be gone, right? What about third option? Minus 1, 3. Minus 1, 4 into minus 1 is minus 4. Minus 4, minus 11 is minus 15. 5 into 3 is a plus 15. Yes, it will be correct. Okay, we'll see. Maybe option will be repeated. In such case, we can check on the other equation also. These two are not correct. We can come to the fourth option. What is our fourth option? 1 comma 3, 4 into 1 4 plus 5 into 3 15. 15 plus 4 is 19 minus 11 is not at all 0. Means there is no question of this is also correct option. Therefore, actually for this only one equation is enough. If there will be repetition, we can solve it. Maybe there are no options, we can solve it. Clear? Clear? Right. Now, in these two questions is given that equation directly in terms of x and y. But in this equation, it's not given like that. To find out this one for this center, if you do this process, it becomes lengthy. Simply to find out the center of this hyperbola, we can solve these two equations. Like, what is the equation? 3x minus 4y minus 12 is equal to 0, one of the equation. Another equation, 4x plus 2y minus 12 is equal to 0. By solving this, we can get the center. So, we can use a cross multiplication better. You know, everyone know about the cross multiplication. How can you use a cross multiplication? Yes, we can start from the middle term quotient onwards. That is first equation, minus 4. If you don't know, please consider what I am doing. And constant, then we can take constant minus 12. Again x quotient 3. Again come back to the y quotient is minus 4. Same way, second equation. 2 minus 12, right? 4, again 2. So, we can collect the x and y like this. X upon, take the cross multiplication like this. Minus 4 into minus 12, 4 plus 48, right? We can use here minus sign. Already 2 into minus 4, 12 minus 24. We can use a minus of minus 24 as plus 24. Clear? Now y upon, same way here also, minus 12 into 4, minus 48, with the plus will come because already here minus, plus 36, right? Same way, what is the 1? 1 by 3 to 6 plus 16 will come. Right now x by, this is a 72, y by minus 12 is equals to 1 by 16, 22. 3 to 6, here 2 minus 2, okay. This is 22. From this we can find out xy values. What are the xy? X is 72 by 22 and y is minus 12 by 22. By the cancellation, 36, 2 11s. Right here, 2 minus 6, 2 11s. Then what is the required center for this question? Center is simply, what is that? 36 by 11 as well as minus 6 by 11. Okay, this is one more model. These three are different. This is a different. So very simple. We can solve these two equations directly. All these questions depends upon the center of ellipse. Now we can concentrate. How can you find out the eccentricity of various hyperbola? For this, just you have to know what are the major tips. First of all, you know, first you have to recognize the given equation. Suppose equation is given is transverse hyperbola or conjugate hyperbola, you have to recognize. How can you recognize that is a transverse hyperbola? Simply x square term minus y square term is there, is equals to constant will be positive. That is called as transverse hyperbola. If x square minus y square terms with the constant is a negative, that is called as conjugate hyperbola. In this equation 1 you have to recognize, that is first. In this equation 1, what you can recognize? 5x square minus y square is equals to 5. Yes, it is clearly is equals to 5 constant and x square term minus y square term. In that case, we have to find out eccentricity. What is that? It is clearly which hyperbola? Yes, transverse hyperbola. What is its eccentricity? Root over a square plus b square by a square. To find out a square b square also, without converting, without division, we have to take simply, we can interchange these two values. Means x square quotient we can take as a, y square quotient we can take as b. Means what is here? A square is equals to x square quotient is a, y square quotient is a, x square quotient is b, you have to take. A square is 1, b square is a 5, right? We can interchange those. X square quotient is taken as what? B square, y square quotient is a square. In case of x square, y square term is only there. In other case, we will discuss next. Okay, now what is E for this one? Root over a square plus b square by a square. Clear? That is root over 1 plus 5 by 1. That means root 6. You know clearly, I said already, eccentricity of hyperbola always greater than 1. Clear? Here we got the root 6. We can come to the what are the two major points we have to recognize? First one, we have to recognize the given equation is transverse or conjugate hyperbola. Second one, you have to recognize what are the a square, b square. Clear? So this is a result for the question number 1. Now look at the question number 2. In this question, we can observe that the center is at 0, 0. It's not at 0, 0. In that case, here center is at 0, 0, directly you got the. But in the eccentricity, I said to you, for center is at 0, 0 may be hk, no change in the eccentricity. You have to recognize, first tip is what? That is transverse hyperbola or conjugate hyperbola. Same rule I have what I given here is minus 16. Minus 16, if you take this side, it becomes plus 16. Means clearly it is transverse hyperbola. What I said, x square, y square quotients. X square, y square quotients we can take. X square quotient as a b square, y square quotient as a square. Don't think about the minus here. You know, in case of hyperbola, y square term is minus. Now, what is a square here? A square is a 16, b square is a 9. Now, in this case also, this is clearly transverse hyperbola. Same formula, a square plus b square by a square you can use. That is root over a square is 16 plus 9 by 16. 16 plus 9 is 25. Under root 25 by 16 is simply 5 by 4. Clear? Is it clear? It's very simple, but you have to concentrate two major steps. Those steps I explained to you, right? So this is one case. In this case, one more care you have to take. Directly by taking the a square is equals 16, b square is equals 9, we can interchange these two. You have to consider one more thing. X square quotient is 9, x quotient is 72. X quotient is divided by exactly x square quotient, that is 72 by 9 is 8. 8 is also divisible by 16. Means 16 is also divisible by 8. That care also you have to take. And in such case, directly you can take a square b square by exchanging x square y square quotient. Similarly, what is our y square quotient is 16. Here 32 y quotient. 32 divisible by 16. 2 will come. 16 is divisible by 2. So in such cases, directly we can take. Okay. So this is a simple way you have to find out how can you take the eccentricity, right? Now come to the next question. Is it clearly which type? What is a constant? 9x square minus 16y square. X square term minus y square term is there on right side minus 144. Minus in the sense it will be conjugate hyperbola. For this, what is a square here? Same rule. A square is 16. B square is 9. And E is what? Root over B square plus A square by B square. It is clearly which type of hyperbola? Conjugate hyperbola. Now we can collect this result is 9 plus 16 by 9, that is root over 25 by 9, in the sense 5 by 3. That's it. Clear? Now some other results also will go, not only equations to find out the eccentricity. So by using that content also we can find out eccentricity. I said to you what are the types of hyperbolas. I said transverse hyperbola and conjugate hyperbola. Not only those two, one more is there, that is called as rectangular hyperbola. What is that called? Rectangular hyperbola. What are the equations of rectangular hyperbola? Simply you have to know x square minus y square is some a square. This is one of the type of rectangular hyperbola, and another is in the form of some xy is equals to c square. This is also one more form of the rectangular hyperbola. These two called as what? Which type of hyperbolas? Rectangular hyperbolas. We can remember one point here. In case of rectangular hyperbola, eccentricities of rectangular hyperbola is E is equals to root 2. Rectangular hyperbola is in the form of x square minus y square is equal to a square and xy is equals to c square. Its eccentricity is E is a root 2. What are given here? X square minus y square is equal to 7. And xy is equals to 3. These two are clearly rectangular hyperbolas because it is in the form of x square minus y square is equals to a square, xy is equals to c square form. Okay, each hyperbola is rectangular hyperbola. What is its eccentricity? Root 2 is given as E1 and E2, means E1 is root 2, E2 is root 2. So what you have to find out finally? You have to find out E1 square plus E2 square, means E1 is a root 2, E2 is also root 2. What is the E1 square plus E2 square? E1 square plus E2 square is equals to root 2 whole square is 2. Here also 2, 2 plus 2, 4. That's it. This is about the question number 4. It's very simple. Just you have to know what are the various forms of rectangular hyperbola also. What are its eccentricity. Is it clear? Look at these two questions which are also depends upon eccentricity. What is the given data? We can read out. Question number 5. If E, E dash are eccentricity of hyperbolas, if E, E dash are eccentricities of hyperbolas, there will be two types here. 16x square minus 9y square is equals to 144. You know that clearly, I said already. X square minus y square term is there with is equals to constant is positive, means it is clearly transverse hyperbola. His eccentricity is given as E, and we can come across the next equation. 9x square minus 16y square is equals to minus 144. It is clearly conjugate hyperbola. From these two eccentricities are given as E dash. Is asked the E minus E dash is what? Means you have to find out eccentricity of both hyperbolas. Come to the first one, E. For the C, you know that clearly. I said, according to the equation 1, this is equation 2. According to equation 1, this is clearly transverse hyperbola. X square quotient you can take as B square, Y square quotient you can take as A square. Means you can interchange the quotients I said from 1. A square is equals to 9, B square is equals to 16. So with respect to 1 I am doing. With respect to equation 1, that is given as E. What is that? A square plus B square by A square. That is clearly 9 plus 16 by 9 is equals to root over 25 by 9, simply 5 by 3. Now with respect to 2, this is which hyperbola? Conjugate hyperbola, because constant will be negative. Now what is A square? A square is 16, B square is a 9, is denoted as a E dash, is its eccentricity. E dash is root over, what is that? Exactly, B square plus A square by B square, right? That is root over 9 plus 16 by 9, right? That is root over 25 by 9 is a 5 by 3. Accidentally both we got the same value 5 by 3, 5 by 3. Now what about the difference of it? E minus E dash clearly 0, because both are equal. Clear? Now can come to the question number 6. What is given there? Find the eccentricity of conjugate hyperbola of this hyperbola. He is asking the eccentricity of conjugate hyperbola of this hyperbola. Generally what you can do, you have to convert this hyperbola, then we can take its conjugate, like that we have to do. But it takes too much time. Instead of that one, you have to know one tip, that is relation between the eccentricity of hyperbola and its conjugate hyperbola. That is, suppose E1, E2 are eccentricities of hyperbola and its conjugate. Then there is a relation E1 square 1 by E1 square plus 1 by E2 square is a 1. We have to use this relation, is very important. We can calculate 1 by E1 square plus 1 by E2 square is 1, where E1, E2 are eccentricities of hyperbola and its conjugate. That is we are using here. Indirectly we want the E2. E1 we can find out first of all. E1, can you find out here? Same way. This is clearly is equals to 32, means it will be positive. And 4 divided by 8 divided by 4 and 2 divided by 32 divided by 2, it will be clear. So it is clearly transverse hyperbola. We can interchange the x square y square quotients, means what? A square quotient is take A square is a y square quotient is 9, B square is a 4. What is a hyperbola? This even if you take eccentricity of this hyperbola is root over A square plus B square by A square, right? Root over 9 plus 4 by 9, that is root 13 by 3. Clear? E1 you got. What is the relation between the E1 and E2? We want the E2 now. We want the conjugate hyperbola of this hyperbola. Means what is the relation between them? E1 square plus 1 by E2 square. 1 by E1 square plus 1 by E2 square is a 1. 1 by E1 square means what? E1 square is a 13 by 9. 1 by means 9 by 13. Right? Plus 1 by E2 square is equals to 1. From this 1 by E2 square equals to 1 minus 9 by 13. That is 1 by E2 square is equals to LCM 13 minus 9 is 4. 4 by 13. We can take in reverse order. E2 square is equals to 13 by 4. E2 is clearly root 13 by 2. That's it. Here what you have to know? You have to know this tip. That is relation between the eccentricity of hyperbola and its conjugate hyperbola. Is it clear? So we'll come forward some more questions. 7 and 8. So very simple. These two are also. What is that? 7th question. If E and E dash are the eccentricities of an ellipse and the hyperbola, there will be two types of the conics. One is ellipse and there is a hyperbola. Is given that their eccentricities are denoted by E and E dash. Is asking the what is its product. So first you can come to the ellipse. Given ellipse equation is what? We'll change the pen better. Okay, given ellipse equation is 5x square plus 9y square is equals to 45. In case of ellipse, a greater than b, a less than b, we have to concentrate. What is a square here? A square is a 9, b square is a 5. A square is a 9, b square is a 5. Eccentricity of ellipse E is given as E. What is that formula? Root over a square minus b square by a square. This is ellipse. Where a greater than b case, we can use this formula. Already all these I discussed in the ellipse chapter. Clear? Now we can substitute here. 9 minus 5 by a square is 9. 9 minus 5 is a 4. 4 by 9 under root is 2 by 3. We got the E values 2 by 3. That is eccentricity of given ellipse. Now we can concentrate on given hyperbola. What is given hyperbola? 5x square minus 4y square is equals to 45. Here it's not divisible by 5 is divisible by 45. It is not exactly divisible. 4 is not exactly divisible by 45. We can take the division better. But take the division by 45, it becomes x square by 9 minus y square by 45 by 4 we can get. Because 45 is not exactly divisible by 4. So is equals to 1. Now you got this is which type of hyperbola? This is clearly transverse hyperbola because x square minus y square term is equals to positive. Now what are the a square b square? You know very well. A square is equals to a1 square, suppose if you take 9. b1 square is equals to 45 by 4. Now what is e dash? Is indicated as e dash is on a root 9 plus 45 by 4 by 9, right? 9 4s are 36. 36 plus 45, 81 by 9 4s 36. This is clearly 9 by 6. What is the e dash is 9 by 6. What is e is 2 by 3. Now we can find out e and e dash. E into e dash. What is its product? That is 2 by 3 into 9 by 6. 9 2s are 18. 6 3s also 18. 18 gets cancelled, simply 1. That's it. He has given here two types of conics like a ellipse and a hyperbola. Now we can come to the next question. What is that question number 8? The eccentricity of hyperbola whose length of lattice rectum. Some content will give some relation of some content. By using that given content, we can find out eccentricity. Such type of question this is. The eccentricity of hyperbola whose length of lattice rectum is equals to 8. Already I given to you. So is not mentioned that like conjugate hyperbola. We can think what that hyperbola is transverse only. So length of lattice rectum means indirectly 2b square by a is given as 8. Keep it side, this is as 1. We can read the sentence, the question sentence by sentence carefully. Don't read at a stretch. You cannot understand the question. To understand the question clear cut, just you have to read the sentence by sentence. Eccentricity you have to find out. What is given first sentence? Length of lattice rectum is given as 8. Now you can come to the next sentence. Equals to 8 and its conjugate axis equals to half of the distance between the foci. Second sentence, what is the relation? Conjugate axis means what? Length of conjugate axis half of means 1 by 2 times half. Distance between the foci means what? Indirectly given that length of conjugate axis is equals to half of distance between the foci means SS dash. Length of conjugate axis is what? 2b is equals to half of what is SS dash are given? S exactly 2AE. So 2AE. Here 2 gets cancelled. 2b is equals to AE. Squaring on both sides. 4b square is equals to a square e square. If there is a chance to get the e square e from this, we can get it. If there is no need to worry about this equation. Here there is chance to get e directly because already b square you know very well. B square is simply a square of a square minus 1. is equals to a square e square. By cancelling the a square and through out, what will be left over? 4e square minus 4 is equals to e square, right? Again, I'm rewriting here 4e square plus e square becomes minus e square is equals to 4. 4e square minus e square is 3e square. 3e square is a 4. E square is a 4 by 3. Then what is e? E is equals to root over 4 by 3. Root over 4 by 3 in the sense 2 by root 3. So that is our required eccentricity of hyperbola. Here simply I used only second condition. By the second condition I got the directly eccentricity. There is no question of using the first condition. If there is a necessity we can use it. Is it clear now? In this video I discuss various forms of the hyperbola as well as how can you find out the center and eccentricity of hyperbola. I hope so you followed very well. So please watch the video from starting to ending, and whatever may be tips and tricks, whatever may be content I have given, just you can write a brief notes, just you can read out frequently. Definitely it is very helpful to you to crack the more number of questions in your objective level of examinations. Is it clear? So we'll see you in the next video with new content. Till then, keep work hard, focus on your objective level of examinations without wasting the time, because you have to get the best and better ranks. For that you have to focus the only preparation. Is it clear now? See you in next video. Till then, bye bye.